I mean, I also love The Fifth Wave, so I'm super biased, but whatever, right? Hey guys, it's Maggie, and today I'm going to be filming the mid-year book freakout tag. My reading goal this year is to read 60 books, and so far I've read 20. Most of them have been rereads, so this reading year is really not going well. I know I haven't been here in like a month. I'm so sorry. It's just been crazy busy with family coming in town, me being busy with working dance camps and like all this stuff going on. So I finally found some time to sit and film, so let's just jump right into it. The first question is, what is the best book you've read so far in 2018? And for this one, I'm going with Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I read this is the first book I read this year. It was amazing. I loved it. I had been putting it off forever. I'm a huge fan of Fangirl, which is the book that this comes out of, if that makes sense. So I was very excited to read this, and I definitely knew that I just had to do it because I had kept putting it on my TBRs over the past few years, and it just never happened. So it finally happened, and I'm very excited that I read it, and I'm very happy that I read it. Question 2 is the best sequel you've read so far in 2018. Now for this one, I didn't pick an exact sequel, but I did pick Restore Me by Taheda Mafi, which is book 4 in the Shatter Me series, which was originally a trilogy, and now is going to be having a total of 6 books in the entire series. So everyone was anticipating Shatter Me when it came out because we had not been in this world for so long because the series ended a few years ago. So I was so excited when I finally got this book and I got my hands on it. I was worried that I wouldn't remember what happened at the end of the trilogy because it had been a while, but that didn't happen. I kind of just looked up a little bit of a summary because I didn't have time to reread the books and jumped right into this one, and it's definitely probably my favorite one out of the 4 so far. Next is a new release that you haven't read, and so for this one I don't have it yet, but I do want to read A Reaper at the Gates by Sabaa Tahir, and I've wanted to read that one for a long time. There was a read-along that's going around, but I didn't participate in that because I just didn't have time, so I haven't read A Reaper at the Gates yet, but I definitely want to. It's on my top list of releases that I want to get to this year. Book 4 is your most anticipated release for the second half of 2018, and that is of course Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare, the 3rd book in the Dark Artifices trilogy, as well as the 15th book or something in the Mortal Instruments series. I am of course reading all the Mortal Instruments books this year. I am on Clockwork Prince right now. If you didn't know, Emma Books is doing a year-long readathon of the Mortal Instruments where we read a book every month, and I'm super far behind. I'm on May, but I'm getting there slowly. I'm halfway through Clockwork Prince, so I am catching up, and I'm definitely going to be rereading the entire series this year. Next is your biggest disappointment for 2018 so far, and for this one I'm going with The Calculus of Change by Jessie Hilb. I picked this book up at Y'all West about 2 months ago, and I enjoyed the book. I didn't hate it. It was a good book, and I hyped myself up for it a lot. It just kind of disappointed me. It wasn't as hyped as I thought it would be, but I still enjoyed it. Next is your biggest surprise of 2018, and I have this book, but I do not want to go get a chair and climb to the top of my shelves and get it down. But it's City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. As I just mentioned, I'm rereading the entire series this year, and I really forgot how much I love the Mortal Instruments series. Of course it's one of my favorite series of all time, but I forgot just how much I love it because I haven't reread any of these books since either their release dates, or I sat in my rocking chair in the corner and read books 1 through 4 just in 2 days. That's all I did was just read. I got the whole world kind of at once, and then of course I've read the other books over time. But now I'm going through the whole series, the whole universe, and I forgot how much it means to me and how much I love it. Question 7 is your favorite new author, and so this one I think could be a debut author or an author you recently discovered, and so for this I'm going with Marie Lu because I have read Legend and Prodigy this year. I still haven't read Champion, which this series has been on my mind since the day I read it, so I need to get to Champion, and I do have it. I just haven't had time to read it, but I'm definitely enjoying her writing style. I also really want to read her duology Warcross. Question 8 is your new fictional crush, and so for this one I'm going with Darian Freeman from Geekerella. I don't have Geekerella, I listened to it on audiobook, but it was definitely one of my favorite reads so far of the year. It's such a cute book and it's such a cute concept, but Darian just it's really rare that I get fictional crushes for contemporary boys besides Levi from Fangirl and Gus from The Fault in Our Stars, but Darian is just a sweetheart and he was adorable, and I was in love with him from the moment I first read a chapter from his point of view, so there you go. 9 is a new favorite character, and so for this one I'm going back to the Mortal Instruments and specifically Clockwork Prince, which I'm currently reading, because this book so far, I have like really found a new respect for Jessamine. Not that I didn't like her in the beginning of the series or the first time I read it, she just really was just kind of bratty, and I was just like, oh, she's just kind of like a bratty character, and I really didn't think much of it. But now that I'm rereading it, I think because I'm older, and so I really am like actually like enjoying Jessamine as a character a lot more than I did when I was like 15, 16. 10 is a book that made you cry. So I don't have this book with me. It's on loan out to a friend, but it is definitely Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. That book made me sob in the best way. Like, I think that has definitely jumped up into my favorite contemporaries. Like, I only fangirl and like Fault in Our Stars were my two like ride or die contemporaries, and I think Simon has just kind of joined in as a third spot that I didn't know I had up there. Because that book had me crying. Number 11 is a book that made you happy, and so for this I'm going with Meet Cute by a ton of authors. It's like a little anthology, and it's just little stories about how couples meet for the first time, and it was so cute. I loved every second of this. I picked this up at Y'all West, and I read some of it when I was at Disneyland, and I just like finished it in like one night. Like, it's adorable, and it's such a cute read, and I was smiling the whole time. Question 12 is your favorite book to movie adaptation so far. I am also going with Love, Simon, because as I tweeted about this, I had a little bit of issues with some parts of it, specifically how Nick, Abby, and Leah treated Simon after he was outed by Martin, and that was like my biggest issue because they were just horrible to him when they weren't horrible to him in the book. I understand why they did it. Like, I had conversations with people that also loved the movie, and we talked about how, you know, it was a film choice and a director's choice, and like I still love the movie, but that was just the part that I had an issue with. But overall, I really did enjoy the movie. 13 is favorite video I made so far in 2018, and for this I'm going with my Y'all West vlog from this year. I'm pretty sure I'm wearing this shirt in it actually. My Y'all West vlog was super fun. If you haven't seen it, I will have it linked in a card somewhere. I never know which side the cards are on. I think it's this side, but I could be wrong. Okay, so question 14 is the prettiest book cover so far, and I don't know if this was like prettiest cover that came out in 2018 or like from a book that you bought. So I'm going with a book that I bought, and I'm going with the Fifth Wave movie cover because it is gorgeous. I usually hate movie covers of books. Like, I can't do it with movie covers. I usually don't buy movie covers just because I just don't like them. But I mean, come on, like, how could I not get the Fifth Wave movie cover? Like, it's just in the background, and it's Cassie and Sam, and it's just, Lastly, what is a book that I need to read this year? And I have been looking at my shelves trying to figure this question out for so long because I just don't know. I have a list of like anticipated releases or books that already came out that I haven't gotten to yet that I want to get to, but I think, I don't know, there's just so many that like have been on my list for years that I'm gonna go with Obsidio by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff because I love the Illuminae trilogy, and I know Obsidio came out and I haven't read it yet, so I definitely need to read that. And that is it for today's video, so thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you know when I upload a new video, and make sure to follow all of my social medias. Links will be down below, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!